mark of the beast.
That's sin.
Oh, very good. Thank you. I thought you were going to say something else. I thought he was going to come out with a microchip. I said, if this guy comes out with a...
Human microchip implants take center stage. Contactless credit cards using NFC technology are becoming popular. But there are concerns about their security, safety, and privacy. A survey in the UK found that 51% of respondents would consider getting a chip implant to pay for services. However, concerns include the potential for third parties to intercept device, communication and corrupt data, potential health risks, and the risk of privacy violations.
We in June! Ain't no microchips! It's June!
The topic is those whom you labor among, and be careful that you're not brainwashed, brothers. Be careful that you're not brainwashed. Oh, what's this? What's this? This is the mark of the beast. It's that chip. Yeah, brothers. I sold out. I got the chip.
Sign the $280 billion CHIPS and Science Act into law today.
That's right. It is part of the administration's efforts to compete with China's high-tech manufacturing industry. The bipartisan legislation is meant to boost domestic manufacturing of computer chips to ease America's reliance on other countries. The law provides billions of dollars in incentives to the U.S. semiconductor industry to increase production. Before signing the bill into law, Mr. Biden said it will make America a global leader for technological and scientific advancements.
What CBDC and digital IDs will do is they will snap into place a fourth fence. And when that fence snaps into place, we are locked down financially and digitally. I call it digital concentration camps. This technology can turn our homes, our cars, and our communities literally into digital concentration camps. When I say that, people don't believe that the vision is this dark, but I want to show you 3 videos to give you a sense of what this feels like. The first video is Augustine Carsons, who is he's the general manager of the Bank of International Settlements in Basel, Switzerland. Who here knows who the BIS is? So this is the central bank of central banks. 63 central banks are members of the BIS from Basel, Switzerland. The rarest thing in the world is to see a central banker tell you the truth. Now you're going to get to see a central banker tell you the truth, a very rare moment.
We in June! Ain't no microchips! It's June!
We tend to establish the equivalence with cash, and there is a huge difference there. For example, in cash, we don't know, for example, who's using a $100 bill today. We don't know who is using a 1,000 peso bill today. A key difference with the CBDC is that the central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that expression of central bank liability. And also, we will have the technology to enforce that. Those 2 issues are extremely important, and that makes a huge difference with respect to what cash is.
This is Richard Werner, the top academic scholar in the world on central banking. He wrote the book and did the documentary, The Princes of the Yen, about the Japanese central bank. Here he is in Malmö, Sweden in May.
The nature of this CBDC, what is it actually going to look like? They never talk about that. But I heard one European central banker tell me what it's going to look like. He saw it. He was invited to one of the old central banks in Europe that are very much promoting this, and they showed him. And he's a top executive director of another central bank in Europe, and there's no reason to believe that he was telling me a story. And he was around this large and would be implanted under your skin.
Ain't no microchips. It's June.
The topic is those whom you labor among, and be careful that you're not brainwashed, brothers. Be careful that you're not brainwashed. Oh, what's this? What's this? This is the mark of the beast. It's that chip. Brothers, I sold out. I got the chip. It's the law.
Ain't no microchips. It's June.
Doing this reliably. And in fact, because we've never shown an end-to-end insertion of a robot in action, we're going to do a live demo of the robot doing surgery in our brain proxy. So who wants to see some insertions? So here it is. That's our R1 robot with our patient Alpha, who's lying comfortably on the patient bed. This is what we call the targeting view. So what you're seeing is this is a picture of our brain proxy, and the pink represents the cortical surface that we want to insert our electrodes into, and the black represents the vasculatures that we want to avoid. And what you're seeing is these hash marked with numbers that represents where we intend to put each of our threads. So should we see some insertions? So this is another view real quick. On the left is the view of the insertion area, and on the right, what the robot's going to do is it's going to peel the array, the threads one by one from its silicon backing and insert it into the targets that we predetermine in the targeting view. So there you go. That's the first insertion. So we're going to see a couple more insertions. The whole process of inserting about 64 threads in our first product is going to be around 15 minutes for this robot. So Yeah, there's a second one that went in, and we're going to do a third one. There you go. And then that's going to go in the background, and we'll come back to it in the later part of the presentation.
Mark of the beast. That's sin. Oh, very good. Thank you. I thought you were going to say something else. I thought he was going to come out with a microchip